Have you ever been out to your car after a big summer storm and seen that layer of red dust on the bonnet or on the roof of your car? Well, that dust, if you're in Europe, has probably come from the Sahara Desert. It's amazing that dust can rise out of the desert and circulate north and end up on the bonnet of your car in Europe. That dust also travels over to South America, which is a good thing, because recent studies have shown in the Amazon that we are losing 20,000 tons of phosphate from the Amazon every year. That's nutrient, that's fertilizer that's disappearing from the Amazon every year. So is the Amazon going to die if it loses all its nutrients? Well, what's very interesting is if you look closely at the Sahara, you can see here all of the dunes, the direction of the dunes across the Sahara here from northeast to southwest. You can zoom right in and see in detail that all of the sand, all of the dunes are basically blowing into the ocean. They're going in a southwesterly direction, and you can zoom in and see amazing detail in these dunes. The salt pans in between the dunes and the details of the dunes themselves. It's just amazing what you can see if you zoom right in. Look at that. Incredible. So there's lots to see out there, lots to go and explore. But the key story I'm talking about here is how North Africa and the Sahara is being eroded and blowing across North Africa and into the ocean. And that dust and that sand, the dust in particular, is blowing all the way across the Atlantic and landing in the Amazon. And recent estimates have suggested that included in that dust is about 20,000 tons per year of phosphate. So we're losing phosphate from the Amazon, but we're gaining it from the Sahara, and it's blowing across the Atlantic in what are called the northeast trade winds. So where does that phosphate come from? Well, just take a closer look at this desert, the Sahara Desert. We think of a desert as being sand and lots of sand dunes, but you can see here that between the dunes there's actually a lot of bare rock. So it's not all sand. A lot of these Sahara Desert areas are actually bare rock, which is being worn away by the sand and the wind. And a lot of that rock is very, very old and full of fossils, and the fossils are made of phosphate. So in that dust, which is eroded from the desert, there's a huge amount of phosphate being eroded and blown up into the atmosphere, eventually finding its way all the way across to South America and the Amazon. So one of the things that's keeping the Amazon alive is the Sahara Desert. I think that's amazing.